Welcome to episode 62
62.
of Our Run Club, the podcast. We're going to talk about all things running. That's what
All
we're
things
doing,
running
man.
for all people who run.
Exactly. Today, we're going to get a little nostalgic, I think.
Yeah. With all this virtual stuff going on because of the global pandemic, get a little nostalgic about some of the summer races, yeah?
Right. I mean, we haven't been able to get together and run with our pals in quite some time.
Yeah,
So we thought we'd maybe take a trip down memory lane
right.
and chat about some of our favorite road races
Yes.
that take place during this time of year. And I think whether you're local here in Little Rhodey or you're kind of spread out across the United States
And the world. Yes. And the galaxy.
and the galaxy, you will probably find some similarities between our favorite races
Right.
and your favorite races.
Right. For those who run and like to get out to the races from time to time, there are probably going to be things that we all share in common as far as like what we like in a given race.
Mm-hmm.
And you could all probably go back and just get nostalgic about the races that you like. And,
And maybe, be a little hopeful that someday
yes, we'll be able to get out
we'll
there
be
again.
able to get out there.
Yep.
Before we get into all that, though,
Yes.
how's your running going, man?
Okay. Yeah. Had a pretty good week. I was able to get out there most days. I think I had one day last week I didn't run, which is okay. Little right foot, ankle irritation going on. So I've been kind of working through that. That's my sour spot.
Yeah.
But we just worked through it and feels a little bit better today actually. And I ran on it yesterday evening. So yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
You going
it's
for a run this evening?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a run later on. Give myself a little chance to rest and
Nice.
should be okay. Yeah.
Do you need company? I actually need to go for a run.
Hey man, if you're there, I'm there. So
All right.
yeah.
We'll run 6 feet apart.
That's true. We have to be very, very careful of that. Wear our face coverings and
Absolutely.
yeah.
But
So-
yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have little company.
Yes, you can have.
I'll just
large
yell, "Hey
groups.
Ray,
That's
how's
right.
it going up there, man?"
You're right. We could use our telephones and be like, a quarter mile away and just
That's
wave at each
true.
other.
We'll do like a Google Meet while
Yeah.
we're running.
Yes.
It's a great idea. Anyway, my running week,
Good.
pretty good,
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah,
was the
yeah,
main-
that was
that's
just
the
it.
main goal.
The
you
main
know?
goal for me has been consistency, and I was able to achieve that, so it's good.
Yeah, I think I've just because we don't have any races to train for, I've kind of switched my goal. I don't have a goal race to train for, so the goal is just to maintain some sort of fitness.
Yes.
And I'm not like one of these folks who can get super jazzed up about a virtual marathon.
Yeah, I mean, for those who can, it's great. I think it's a great thing, but
Yeah.
if you can't, then
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, I just don't get jazzed up about it.
It doesn't do it for you. Okay.
And
That's
maybe
cool.
it's not. Maybe it's just me personally.
Yeah.
But I've never been super super motivated easily. Like I need a little push
Okay.
sometimes. I find,
Okay.
and I think for me, those races were the push.
Place you have to, something you have to train for, right? It's on the calendar. It's a target. You've got to go for it.
Mhm.
You have to actually get up that day and physically get there. And then when you get
Right.
there, there's all those other runners out there. And
There's the competition.
the competition, right?
Clock's running.
Clock's
People
going.
cheering you
It's an
on.
event. Yeah, people cheering you on. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. That just having that crowd to kind of get you through it.
Right.
Cheer
So
you on,
I find all these people super impressive who can get so amped up about it when they're running just a solo half marathon or a marathon. And I've seen a ton of it.
A lot of it.
Like people posting pictures, sending emails, talking about how they've run their first half marathon.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I could do that if I were in that same position,
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I don't know if I could either. I know that you could.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
you'd have to want to be motivated to do it. So.
exactly.
Yeah. But it is impressive, and I think it's great. And if you're doing it, you virtually go for it.
Good,
Keep it
yeah,
going.
good on
There's a
you.
lot of things going on, and people are doing a lot of different things nowadays. I mean, I know some folks. There's a training group out in Colorado. I heard some things about how there's these They're running like really long distances.
Oh
You know,
yeah, we're ultra runners, right, or something?
Yeah.
They're training for some big race, but then it got canceled.
Yeah.
So now they just share on social media their 44-mile run.
Yeah, they're getting dropped off, and they're running back to their their houses, and it's 44 miles away. So
Yeah,
or
it's
crazy out and backs. Like really long. So people are doing that. It's pretty wild.
People are interesting, man.
Yeah, I know.
People are
Great for them, man. To get whatever gets you through the night. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But I haven't had that goal race to shoot for.
Yeah.
So I've just been consistent is my goal. Like get out every day, 3 to 5 miles at least.
Yep.
And just continually do that. And I think I had a pretty good week. I don't know if I might have taken 1 or 2 days, maybe 1 day off.
Yeah.
Today was going to be one of those days, but I got the go ahead to run after work, so
Cool.
I'm going to get that done.
Right
I'm
on.
going to get out there and get after it.
All right. Get after it. That's right.
Get after it.
Oh.
Do you want to dive into some of these races?
Let's dive into some of the races. Like you can get nostalgic, you can think back to different races, summer races, right? Because we're getting into that season. Summer races that you get jazzed about.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and why do you get jazzed about them? And what are they like? And describe them so that our listeners could kind of relate.
Transport themselves
Some
to the starting line.
Exactly, and some of our listeners maybe have been to some of these races. Some may have not, but have races that they can
Are very similar.
fondly
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about you? Is there a certain race that kind of?
Yeah. So I think the way I'm gonna try to do this is chronologically throughout the season, right?
Yeah.
So I think of summer starting end of May, beginning of June.
Okay.
I know technically that's still spring-ish,
But you
but
got
it's getting warmer.
right, and you have Memorial Day, and that's usually like the kickoff to
Right.
summer, right?
Memorial
That's
Day
it.
is that's it. Summertime, baby.
Right.
Get your swim
People are in
trunks
that.
on.
Get your swim trunks on and your speedos.
Get your
and
floaty.
you floaty, and no, seriously, that's when it's kind of marks the summer, and so that's a good starting point.
Yeah.
It's end of May.
And so I usually run a race in Newport, Rhode Island,
Yes.
called the Newport 10 Miler.
Okay.
It's a really cool race. It usually is the first weekend in June, but this year it was supposed to be May 31st.
Yeah.
It's a, like I said, 10-mile run, which is kind of good for me at the beginning of the racing season to get something longer in, because usually I'm just running 5Ks and 4-milers throughout the summer.
Yeah.
But having that 10-miler at the start is good to get me strong and feeling good.
Yeah. Yeah, in Newport, I love running races in Newport.
Mm.
I run some fall races there, some winter races. It's really beautiful.
It's scenic.
And
as all get out.
most races that are held in Newport usually will go by the water, and they're just lovely.
Oh yeah,
Scenic.
Yeah. This one's awesome. It starts at a Fort
Adams.
Adams,
Cool.
which is kind of fun. They have all the pre and post race stuff inside of the fort walls,
Yeah, that's cool.
which is kind of cool.
It's
so
a
you
neat
feel
staging
like
area.
you're traveling back in time,
Cool. Little time
back
machine.
to the 1840s. I don't know when they would have had a fort.
Yeah, I think
1600s, 1700s.
I think the 1800s.
1800s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they fortified Newport.
Totally fortified it. Protect it.
You gotta protect Newport. It's
Right.
a lovely area.
Yeah.
And you gotta
So.
protect Little Rhodey.
You have to protect a little roadie.
A lot of natural resources, you know?
Yes, it's true. True.
But anyway. So
I
you
heard
have-
good things about the race. I have never run that race. My wife has,
Mm-hmm.
and she really enjoyed it. She thought it was a well-run race.
It is.
And
That's one common theme throughout my races in the summer, is they're all well organized.
well organized.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like this one in
Executed
particular is,
perfectly.
executed very well.
Yeah.
They have all the amenities you need. They have plenty of porta-johns. They also have indoor restrooms because the fort is a park of some sort.
Yeah.
And they also,
park,
it's a state park.
Yep.
So they have those facilities. They have porta-johns. They also have everything well marked, where you're supposed to go to get your number,
Yeah.
where you're going to start, where you're going to finish, It's all really well marked and well organized. The course is lovely
yeah.
and well
marked, right?
Yes,
People are telling you where to go, and you never really have to question if you're taking the right turn or not.
Right, you don't have to
That's what I hear.
Yeah, so
Cool.
and it's
That's big.
It's a race where like there's a lot of people too. So the crowd support is really good, and also like just having other runners around is always awesome. And you're less likely to get lost because you've got plenty of people around you.
Yeah.
The race director has a lot of volunteers too to kind of show you where to go.
Good.
And then the scenery is can't be beat, man.
Yeah.
It's sweeping ocean views.
Panoramic views of Narragansett Bay. Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And lovely $1 million homes
Some really nice
to
homes out
be
there.
envious of
Right.
as you run past. Run past Jay Leno's house.
Do you really?
Yes, you do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he usually out there on the course?
He drives.
Well, he has a lot of cars.
He
He loves
drives-
cars, and he drives out there in like an old car or something like that, like a.
Like a 1940s Porsche or something. Yep. He's
Funny.
like, hey, guys,
That's
what are
wow.
you doing?
Yeah, how you doing? What's going on, guys? Sorry.
Anyway.
If he's gonna hear this podcast, he's gonna get on his first impressions of him.
Oh, good old Jay.
Yeah, he's funny.
Anyway, so yeah, you drive past. You run past all these lovely homes and like the mansions, like the legit mansions that you get tours of and stuff. And it goes through like kind of the downtown Newport area a little bit as well.
Covers
so
everything.
Covers everything.
That's
It's 10 miles, so you get the whole lot. Little rolling hills, but the scenery distracts you from all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there are some rolling hills out there on Ocean Drive. It's not too bad.
Mhm.
Nothing too steep. You know, you get through it. And yeah, there's a lot of scenery, so it just kind of takes your mind off of that.
Yeah, and then the post-race festivities are pretty cool too.
Good.
Like I said, they're in that fort there. They usually have like a beer tent, and
Nice.
you get your medal. You get a nice T-shirt when you sign up. Everything's well marked. They have like the finish line arch thing and all that fun jazz. You know.
Nice.
Um,
Cool.
how about you?
For me, I like. For me, yeah, to kick off the summer. It's a 5K. It's called the Gatsby Days 5K, and it's usually early June, and it's really neat. And it's the oldest foot race, I think, in Rhode Island.
I think in America.
In America. Wow, that's serious. That's serious
I
stuff.
might have seen that on sign
Yeah.
somewhere.
That's pretty wild to even think of that.
Yeah.
But they call it a foot race, and that's what's so
That's
cool. But I think
cool.
that's so old-fashioned to call it a foot race.
Yeah.
And it's along a parade route,
Mm-hmm.
so there's like ready-made like spectators who
Right.
are coming out for the race and for the parade. And there's lots of crowd support, lots of runners. It's very festive. The times that I've done it, it's always been nice weather. I've never done it on really like a day with bad weather. I'm sure they've had that, but yeah. And it's there are festivities that mark a historical event.
Oh, when they blew up the Gatsby Days.
Yes. So that was it
boat.
goes
The
back.
Gatsby.
Yeah,
the
that
Great
goes
Gatsby.
back.
No, I
Yeah.
don't. Anyway.
Yeah. So it goes back to
Maybe
colonial
that's what it
times.
was. Maybe that was the legit first foot race because they were running away
Yeah.
from the boat. They
I like to think of it like that, right? Exactly. They had to run a certain distance just to get away from the British because they were probably going to get like slaughtered.
Right.
But and the race is it's a challenging course, but it's not over the top. But it has a nice first mile is real fast because you're going. There's a slope there.
Yeah.
But then you've got to go back up on the way back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's challenging. Has a challenging finish, but it's just fun afterward. They have a nice little
Awesome
staging
blast.
area behind a Masonic temple, I think it is.
Yeah.
And serving some beers and hang out with your peeps.
Hang out with
Cheer
your
people
peeps.
on, hang out with the peeps. Watch the parade, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
So
Yeah.
They have fife and drum groups afterwards, so it's fun and just kind of a great way to start the summer off.
I really like that race too.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan.
Sadly, this year it's canceled.
Kaputs.
Yeah, they'll probably do a virtual race, but
Yeah.
make the best of that.
Right. Exactly.
Be back next year. So
Yeah, that's a lovely one, man. I like that
Gatsby
one.
Days. Oh yeah.
So why don't we do this, Ray? Why don't we take a little break
Mm-hmm.
here, and then we'll maybe chat about one or two more fun races.
Yeah. Cool. Very good. Yeah.
We're back.
We are back.
Welcome back, Ray. Now
Back
picture
there.
yourself
Okay, picturing myself.
in lovely Narragansett, Rhode Island.
Narragansett, Rhode Island is beautiful. I'm definitely down by the water.
Yeah, you're
Mhm.
right at the starting line of another 10-mile race.
All right, you like the 10-milers.
I do. It's a good distance.
I think it's a good distance. I agree.
Yeah, it's very humid outside. It's muggy.
Okay,
It's July, end of July.
I know the race. I know which one you're talking about.
What race am I talking about?
The Boston Marathon.
Incorrect. It's a
Sorry.
lovely 10-miler called
Yes.
the Blessing of the Fleet.
Indeed, I knew that's what it was. The Blessing of the Fleet. Yes.
Yeah, lovely race. So, and this is actually one of those. I say it's a lovely race, but it's a race that tons of people always run,
Yes.
and I'm not exactly sure why.
I
But
know
everybody
too.
does it.
Yes.
So it's like end of July, hot, humid, muggy.
It's always.
Chances
Hot, humid.
are there's a thunderstorm approaching.
Yep.
A 10-mile race
Yes.
in that type of weather, that's pretty challenging.
Yeah.
Lots of ups and downs.
There are ups and downs.
Not a lot of shade.
Not less. Some couple of long stretches. Couple of long stretches that just seem to go on forever. And if it does rain, there's a lot of glare from the road.
Yep.
If it doesn't rain, it's just it's uncovered.
It's hot.
It's hot and humid.
Yep.
Very hot and humid.
Very.
And when you mention the blessing
Yep.
to your runners around here,
Mm-hmm.
you usually get the same reaction.
Like, I hate that race.
Yeah,
But I
rolling
always
to
do
the
it.
eyes, but they always do it,
Right.
and you get jazzed up for it.
Exactly.
It's something that people get jazzed up for.
Yeah.
It's a grind. It's a hot and humid festival.
It is. Yeah. I feel
Heat
like
and humidity fest.
it's like a rite of passage for a lot of runners.
Right.
Like a lot of runners in this area do it.
Yes.
So they can say, I did the Blessing of the Fleet.
Yeah.
And they do, or at least I enjoy that atmosphere.
Yes.
It's got an atmosphere to it.
It has a great atmosphere, and heat and humidity is just really. Humidity in particular is really just for me the worst condition to run in.
Yes.
So there's that in mind. So with me, whenever when I've gone into that race, I personally, I'm not looking to PR on a 10-mile course.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to grind it out.
Grinding it
Grind
out.
it out, have a nice 10-mile run, have a good effort, a strong effort, get through it, have some fun.
That's it, man.
I will say, it is festive. People get pumped up for
Yep.
it. You get a lot of runners, all kinds of runners.
All kinds
Kinds of runners. That's
Fast
what I like about it.
runners,
Yeah.
mid packers, slow runners, walkers. There's a race walk
Yep,
for
exactly.
the run, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, to me, it's a celebration of running,
I agree.
right?
Wholeheartedly.
And you get all those runners. The crowd support can't be beat.
It's pretty damn good.
There's people out there on Route 108, and
Yep.
they're just lined along.
Handing
108.
out ice packs.
Ice packs, water. I mean, I've
Beers.
seen beers, wine, which is I've never taken any of that.
Someone mentioned, didn't Dave mention fireball? shots?
Fireball shots. That's right.
Yep.
And it's great. People are cheering you on. They get excited. They get jazzed up for it. It's Friday night, and yeah.
There's music playing.
There's music playing, and then at the end, there's a nice beer tent and festival going on because it's a Blessing of the Fleet festival that happens every
Right.
year. So for that entire weekend, right? So that just kind of kicks it off. I think I don't know
Yeah,
how long
dude.
the actual festival actually is,
Right.
but it's just festive.
It is.
When you cross that finish line, you're pretty psyched.
Right.
It's over.
What I like about that race too, just for me, is I always have like a good like battle going with
Yeah.
somebody,
Yeah.
Like there's people who are kind of around my pace, or they're like, ahead of me, so I can kind of push and grind it out and try to catch them.
Yeah.
But I've
Or maybe they're right
always-
behind you.
or they're
You
right-
know they're there, and
Yeah.
you've got to keep moving.
Yeah, so it's
yeah.
good because it's like a lot of battles going on.
Yep.
So that's a fun one.
It's a battle royale. I'm telling you.
It is, man. We're getting close to having to wrap this thing up. You got
Yeah.
anything else?
Yeah, the other one is, I think it's roughly about a week later after the Blessing of the Fleet, down in Narragansett. It's
Yep.
a 5-miler, and it's called Bobby Doyle.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
That's a lovely
5
race.
mile. Yeah, Summer Classic they call it. And it starts pretty much in the same location, sort of along some of the same course. And it's a 5 mile. It's a really cool race.
It is.
It's well organized, well run, and yeah, that was
Yeah, I love that one
a lot
too.
of volunteers.
Oh yeah, and a lot of like the dude who puts it on, Jim Doyle,
Yes.
is a high school coach, so he gets a lot of like high school kids to do it, and their parents come out, and then a lot of elite runners will come out because
Yeah.
Bobby Doyle was an elite runner back in the day. His son Brian is super fast nowadays,
Yeah.
and the Doyle clan,
Yes.
they're like running royalty around these parts.
Exactly. And they're great people, and we always like to support them. And they put on a great race, and they donate a decent amount of money to some really good causes.
Absolutely. Yeah, they
So,
do like scholarships for kids.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the entry fees will go to that, and any sponsorships that they gain, they'll try to put into that pot too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a really good race.
It's another
for
like festival.
the community.
Yeah, for the community. It's another festival of running and the sport and the spirit and community, and you feel it. You really feel it when you're there, and I really like that one.
Me too.
And it's another one. It's just it can be hot and humid.
Oh, yeah.
It's because it's the same time as around the same time of the year as Blessing Fleet, and so
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I
yeah.
like that one.
Yep.
I think we should wrap it up.
We got to wrap it up. I want to talk. There's plenty of other
I
races
know,
we can
right?
talk about.
We could
but
revisit this topic.
I think it's a good idea because we've got other seasons to talk about too, and
That's
other races.
true. Cool. Well, thank you all for listening.
Thanks, folks,
That was fun. And remember to keep running.
because it's good for you.